Hello again, in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. I'm grateful to all of you who follow me here and to have this little community here on YouTube. And I hope you're all doing well, and I'm grateful for your continued support of the channel. And as always, I hope these videos are helping and inspiring you as well. Now, and if you're new here, welcome, I hope you're doing well. My name is Nicholas, and on my channel I talk about witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, self-love, crystals and magical properties, as well as plants and their magical properties, and all matter of magic, spellcraft, and all matter of magical and spiritual things. And I also talk a lot about philosophy here in the channel as well, so if you're interested in those types of things, you know what to do. Please subscribe, join this amazing community, and click the bell icon so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. And this is a safe place if you're practicing witch, Wiccan, pagan, or whatever spiritual path you've been on, because there's no right or wrong spiritual path. Now, I've tried to make this video for quite a few times now, but there's been quite a few camera issues. But these are the cards that Goddess Hecate has given me. And today we're going to be focusing on when you're lost in life. And it's Goddess Hecate's guidance, because she helps people who are lost in life. Be they dead and needing to cross over at the other side. But a lot of us in life, like I was once a lost person, but I feel Hecate's always been there, but she's not the first goddess I worked with. But you know, it took me time to find my right spiritual path for me, but witchcraft always felt like home to me, and practicing the craft and learning a lot about the occult and esoteric things has made me a very confident person, and working with my spirit guides and working with different energies and learning a lot about self-love, all of that is took me out of losthood, made me no longer a seed person, and made me into a beautiful tree person. And Goddess Hecate is still with me, still helping me, and helping me to grow in that. And this is a devotion to her, but as well, I know what it's like to feel lost, and this is Goddess Hecate's advice on the matter. So she's explaining what being lost is like. So we've got the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups means a lot of options. There's a lot of options, a lot of paths where you an individual can go on. But when you're lost in life, you don't know what's right for you. You don't really have a sense of self, and you don't really know who you are, what you want out of life, what right path is for you. And then if you think of like, there's 7 cups here. You also think of like a drinking. If you had to pick one of these cups to drink out of, when you're lost, you don't really know what cup would you want to drink out of. What choice do you want to make? Because you're lost and you don't know what to do for the best in life. With the Devil card, when you're lost in life, you're also dealing with that energy of the devil. You've got your inner devils, your inner demons, if you like, where you've got these negative thoughts but are like chains that keep you stuck. You feel what you need validation. You feel what you need approval. You think you're not good enough. You think you're not worthy. And then because you've got that deep emptiness inside, you don't really know who you are, what you're about, what matters to you. You're really lost. And then you feel trapped. And then you turn to maybe alcohol, drugs, food, but you turn to bad habits which eventually turn to addictions, and then you get lost in addiction, then you get trapped in addiction, because your way of coping with your stress, anxiety is addiction. That's your way of dealing with it. And you know, and then you get with the 5 of Swords, you've got this inner conflict. You feel despair. You feel there's no point to your life, but your life doesn't have purpose, or your life doesn't have meaning. And part of you knows but there's help out there for you, that there's help. It's like, I'm seeing that, like the good angel and the bad angel, there's a part of you that knows, and I feel that's like your higher self, your intuition. There's a part of you that knows you don't have to suffer alone, but there are people you can talk to and confide in and unburden yourself, and there are services out there, and you can change, but you've got to have that willingness to change. And then there's a part of you but wants to stick to what you've always done. Like, the hell with it. Where's the vodka? Where's the alcohol? Where's the drugs? There's a part of you that wants to do what you've always known, because when you're lost, you're so confused. You want to be found, you want balance, you want routine, but you stick to what's familiar, because what's comfortable and familiar feels safe, but nothing good happens in your comfort zone. Nothing. And that's what this is about. You've got that inner conflict. But Goddess Hecate's advice here, for those of us that are lost, her way of saying it's about nourishing yourself. It's about learning to love yourself and to take care of yourself. That gets you out of losthood. And it's also a chapter of your life where you may feel lost. And then I'm seeing, it's Goddess Hecate sort of saying, as we live many lives through reincarnation, each time we come into this life, we've got a new calling, a new purpose, our own unique lessons to learn, our own unique contract, our own unique soul contract that we've agreed to. But we always come into life lost, looking for purpose, looking for meaning. But the thing that takes us out of that losthood is really learn to love, nurture ourselves, and be like the Empress. Understand that we're in control of our life. You know, this is not about being a nasty person, because the Empress is very kind, compassionate, nurturing, but she also is an authority figure, a leader. So it's understanding you're the master of your life, because your thoughts and your actions shape your life. So it's understanding that you're the master, because only you have the power to help yourself. But no one can help you if you're not willing to help yourself. And your life will not change if you're not willing to change it as well. So it's understanding you've got power, but it's also about nurturing yourself, loving yourself. And then with nine of swords, it's you. When you're lost, you feel there's no point getting up in the morning. And then you've got all these worries, all these burdens. And worry doesn't help, is really what God says, because if you worry about something, you're giving the problem more issue. And you're making up problems but haven't even happened yet. So bad things will happen whether you worry about them or not, is really what God is saying. It's how you deal with them what really matters. And also, it's looking at what stresses you, what worries you, what puts you into this deep despair, and what can you do to change those negative thoughts, and what can you do to relax and calm yourself. And then with Seven of Wands, it's looking at what do you want to build in life. That's what God said is saying. Part of coming out of losthood is looking, right, it's about rediscovering yourself, looking at, now there's many exercises that can help you love yourself, but journaling is a great place to start, and a great thing to write in your journal is to go, what are my strengths? And write down what they are. And if you don't have a strong sense of what your strengths are, ask people you do trust what your strengths are. You may be very kind, you may be very healing, you may be very compassionate. Those could be your strengths. There's many things, but also part of self-love is honouring your dreams and desires. And God said to him, what takes you out of losthood is looking at, what do you want out of life? What are your dreams and desires? What do you want to build in this life? What do you want to build on? And I'm seeing a clock, and that's God said to him, we've all got borrowed time here. So it's using the time you've got wisely and doing what you love and enjoy, what lights you up, and working on projects that light you up and build on things that excite and interest you. But at the same time, it's having that balance where you're not overworking or breaking your back and building it. And God said is really saying, when you're lost, you really need to look at what do you want to build in life. And when you're building something, you want to do it from a place of love and joy, not a place of suffering and hardship, because that energy will not bring rewards in the end. And then with Four of Swords, part of it is burdening yourself. This is about resting and healing, but as it's reversed, when you're lost, you may come from that mindset where you always need to be doing things, where you always need to be working, where you can't rest, you can't take care of yourself, where you need to be doing everything for everyone else. And this is God's Hecate's way of saying that energy of not resting, you need to break away from that. You know, you need to break away from not resting. You need to allow yourself to rest, and you need to be patient with yourself as well. Because a lot of people, you could be one of them, or whoever this reading is for, when you're lost, you feel like, I'll say yes to everyone because I'll not give myself the time I need or the rest. And that's what God said to say, when you're lost, you can be lost in life because you've got no boundaries. You're saying yes to everyone. When you really want to say no, is what God's He's given me here. And then you're not standing in your power, your sovereignty. That is not a very self-loving thing to do. Because part of self-love is when you love someone, you give them what they need. Be that space, that if your partner, friend, whoever you love, they need space, you give them that space, what they need. You give, if they were struggling in some way, financially, you would do your best to help them out if you could. When you love someone, you support them. So self-love is supporting yourself, giving yourself rest when you need rest. But when you're lost, you say yes to a lot of people. And you say yes to the right people and to the wrong people. And that's what God's like to say, when you're lost, you're not allowing yourself to rest and recuperate. And that's what you need when you're lost. Time to heal, time to rest and recuperate. What other messages do you have, Mother, for people who are lost in life right now? We've got the Two of Swords. So it's God's Hecate's energy. When you're lost, you're at a crossroads in your life. When you're lost, you're at a crossroads. My energy presides in the crossroads. You are going through a dark night of the soul, which is sad and painful for you. But see this dark and painful part of your life as a transition, a time to learn new things. For a seed is born in darkness, as is a child. Suffering in darkness is the way of the world, and all souls come in dark and lost. But by listening to the water within and your inner voice, you shall find the path and way for you. So I do feel, because this is Two of Swords and there's always water in the background, and again, when you're lost in life, and that's God's Hecate saying you're lost, you're at a crossroads, and sometimes when we're lost, this does come with pain, does come with difficulty, being lost. Sometimes being lost in some way. But it's a transition, because if I didn't know, I didn't understand the importance of self-love and really how to love myself. I didn't understand this. I didn't understand how important it is to find your own path. But you find the light through darkness. And that's Hecate's energy. If you think of a tunnel, we all go through a tunnel in our life. Even if you're spiritually awake, you're on a spiritual journey, that's not to say that you're not going to go through more nights of the dark soul, which are just transitions. Because there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And that light is knowledge, it's wisdom. But God's Hecate's talking about the water within. And water's a very psychic element. And water's connected to your intuition. And there's water in this background. So by listening to your inner voice, your intuition, it breaks you free from this being lost and from illusions. And you find the answers, what you're looking for. With Queen of Wands though, being lost in life is not a happy, joyful time, and you do feel powerless. and unhappy. Because when you're lost, it's like a transition. And through that time of being lost, through pain and suffering, you learn valuable lessons. And you learn the importance of loving yourself, nurturing yourself. And when you're lost, it's really the journey of life, because we all come into this world lost, looking for purpose, meaning, and we all need to be lost in order to find ourselves. And that's how when you're lost, you're looking to find yourself and to find your place in life. But again, it's not a happy, joyful time, and it's also about regaining your confidence. So this person is usually a confident, happy person, and they know their purpose, and they've got power and sovereignty. So being lost is about understanding you're not in that place right now, but it's as the card's reversed, it's turning it around and learning to take back your power, your sovereignty, to find happiness and joy. And you find that by learning to be you and to be your true and authentic self and embrace what brings you joy. What other guidance or messages do you have, Mother, for people that are lost? Okay. Okay. So we've got the Four of Pentacles, which is like you've got a lot of money but you're holding on to it type of thing. But here it's like you've got the resources you need. You've got the foundations within you. And it's learning knowledge and holding that knowledge and using it for using the knowledge you have, the tools available to you to better yourself and to grow. And then the Eight of Wands, it's about speed. So growth, when you want, growth is not speedy or that, but it's starting to take charge of your life and take ownership of your life. And that breaks you out of being lost, taking ownership. And things can speed up in a way if you follow your passions and your desires. And things are always changing. And Eight of Wands is like a big change. And it's happening fast. So you've got the power. I really feel God's saying, when you're lost, you know this. But you've got the power to bring about fast and speedy changes in your life that you want to see. You've got the power to change things. And then when King of Swords, rather than male, female, however you identify, this is about not being over emotional, but thinking deeply about life, about things, and speaking your truth and expressing yourself and standing in your power and sovereignty. With Nine of Wands, it's learning to protect yourself, to have boundaries with people, and like not saying yes to everything, and giving yourself, if you need rest, allowing yourself to rest. If you need a time by yourself, if you need time alone, it's giving yourself that time you need, and saying no to things you're uncomfortable with, and saying yes to things you actually want to say yes to. But part of coming out of losthood is having respect for yourself and having boundaries. And then the Eight of Swords, again, this is how you feel when you're lost. You feel tied down. You've got these fears, these anxieties. You feel blind. You feel, I'll never be able to achieve my dreams and goals. I should just settle for a normal life. And you tie yourself up. You stand in your own way with these fears and limitations. So it's acknowledging your fears, your insecurities, and doing the work to break free of them. And then with the chariot, it's Goddess Hecate's way of saying it's moving forward in life with your dreams, your desires, and your plans. Because if you don't make changes, then nothing's going to change, is really what Goddess Hecate is saying here. With the Justice card, it's it's finding clarity in your life, order, and understanding that maybe there are many people that have wronged you, and God's like to say it's important to keep your hands clean because those who have wronged you will get their just deserts. And I'm also saying the best justice you can give yourself is standing in your power, your sovereignty, and letting your enemies see you grow and be found. And those who've wronged you, they will get their just deserts as well. And also, if you feel energetically reclaiming justice through spiritual means, then God's Hecate is encouraging that. With Knight of Wands, it's again moving forward. So it's moving forward with plans. It's looking into, it's questioning everything. When you're lost, you don't know where you're going, what path's for you, what's right. So it's questioning everything, doing the research, and following your passions, your interests. And that's what God's Hecate is saying here. With the chariot, move forward with your plans and your desires. And then, and then with the Knight of Wands, it's taking the fire, following what lights you up, what's passionate. And that's what God's Hecate is saying. Once you know what you love and enjoy, what lights you up, like what lights your soul on fire, that takes you out of losthood, and then it's taking the action, facing your fears, facing your doubts, and moving forward in life. And these two cards, the Chariot and then the Knight of Wands, have got a similar energy. It's about moving, and that's what God said He's saying. What takes you out of losthood is following what you love, what you enjoy, your passions, and knowing what you're afraid of, but facing your fears and doubts head on. And then with Four of Wands, God's Hecate is saying it's celebrating your small wins, your big wins, but celebrating life and your place in it, because you have a place in life, but you've got to follow your dreams and your passions. And it'll take you time, to find that. And I also feel the Justice card, it's about like balance here as well. Finding balance in your life. And celebrating and enjoying life. And then with Page of Pentacles, this is someone giving. So it could be you confiding in someone, a good friend, family member, someone who you feel is giving you that advice, that support. It could be an inspirational person, but it's allowing yourself to receive good advice and support, and allowing yourself to be nourished and looked after. And then with Six of Swords, it's moving away. It's acknowledging negative thoughts. That's what God's Hecate is saying. When you're lost, a big part of it is confronting the inner, like as she's shown this, the Devil card. It's, confronting your inner demons, your doubts, your fears. And it's moving away from bad habits, which take away your power and sovereignty. Because when you take alcohol, like you've got an alcohol problem, or you've got a drug problem, or gambling, it feels great. You're getting this adrenaline and dopamine, a great hit of dopamine, and it feels great, brilliant in the moment. But when you wake up, the problems are still there. Sometimes the problems are even worse. And I'm seeing someone put salt on a wound, but they're a really nasty person. And I'm seeing a torture chamber, and someone throwing salt on someone's wounds here. And that's God's Hecate saying, when you put poison into your body, and you do bad habits, or you get bad beliefs, and you're not willing to confront those bad beliefs, acknowledge them, where they came from, and change them into something positive, and move away from that, then you're torturing yourself and you're putting salt in your wounds. So a big part of getting out of losthood, being lost, is learning to love, nurture yourself, and look at your negative beliefs, negative thoughts, and start to change them into something more positive, something more nourishing, and move away from bad habits and people that are not beneficial for you. And then with the Magician card, this is God's Hecate's way of saying we're all the magicians, we're all the co-creators of our reality. We can create with Goddess Hecate. She can help us achieve our dreams, our goals, our desires. She can lead us to who we need in life. She can lead us to our own guides. But she wants us to know we are the creators of our reality. We are connected to the moon, the sun. If you think of the four elements, our physical body, the earth is our body. The air we breathe is air. The blood that runs through our body is water. Our aura, our mana, our life force energy, our soul is fire, So we're connected to all that is. And we've got the power to manifest our dreams and our desires by working with certain energies, by working with the universe. We have got the power, and we are beings of the universe. We are connected to all that is. The Creator created all things, and to me, Goddess Hecate is a face of the Creator, and in a way, she is the Creator. But again, the Creator. I'll talk more about how I see the Creator in later videos. But to me, Goddess Hecate is a face of the Creator, and she's a face of the divine feminine. That energy of Hecate and of life and all things, we are created from that energy. So we're connected to all that is, and everything is interconnected in the universe. Everything is one, and we are co-creators. We can co-create with the universe, and we have the power to manifest our dreams and our desires. And then the star card, we have got God. This is Goddess Hecate's saying we're all stars. We're made up of stardust. We're all stars. We are connected to the stars, the planet, the cosmos. But we are stars. A star shines bright, and we've got this bright divine light in it, and it's our divine spark. I'm seeing a lot of people sitting around the table, and someone with a crystal ball coming to a table. So, and I'm seeing a doctor at a table as well. So we've all got these gifts and abilities, skills that we can learn, skills we've naturally got, skills we can build on. We've all got this divine light, and we've all got a gift to give to this world. We're all different. And maybe you've faced a hard time for being different, but we're all different, and we agree to be different to make a difference. And we're all stars, we're all one in a million as well. And that's what Goddess Hecate is saying. You've got your light, your uniqueness, and you are irreplaceable. And that's what Goddess Hecate is saying. When you're lost, you don't know this. You don't know that you're one in a million. You don't know that you're the master of your reality. Because if you think something and then you believe that thought, and you've got emotions that are tied to the thought, because the universe tends to listen to vibration. So a thought is energy, and then the words we speak to ourselves are also vibration. But what gives the thought power is emotion, and emotion is even stronger, because if you feel a certain way about yourself, then the universe mirrors back that vibration you've sent, that feeling, what you've either put out consciously or unconsciously as well. But we've all got a divine spark. And it's realising that you're unique and irreplaceable as well. And then with Page of Wands, it's following your passions, what inspires you, what uplifts you as well. Because that's going to take you out of being lost. That's what Goddess Hecate is saying. Because our dreams, our desires, there are many things that make... I'm seeing an onion. So that Goddess Hecate is showing me an onion. We are like onions. There are many parts to us. But we've also got this divine spark. We're all stars. And we're all unique as well. And we've all got our own unique power. And that power presides within us with the magician card, and we've got the power to manifest our dreams and desires. But when we follow our dreams and our desires, we're no longer lost. We've got purpose, we've got direction, and it's moving forward. Just like the Page of Wands, he knows what he's thinking, he's travelling, he's moving forward, so it's honouring our passions and our desires, and that takes us out of losthood. With the Sun card, it's also doing what makes us happy in life. You know, doing what we love and enjoy makes us happy, and, you know, takes us out of losthood. Doing what makes us happy, joyful, and makes us feel fulfilled as well. And also with the Sun, I feel it's like knowledge, God's Hecate's way of saying, learning new things, new perspectives, also helps us heal and come out of losthood. Okay. Now with the Crystal Oracle, I'm just going to see what messages Goddess Hecate has got based in this beautiful card system, what messages she's got for you, the collective, who may feel lost or stuck right now in life. And as always, just cleansing the card before we begin. Angels and guides, what messages do you have for people who are lost? Mother, friend, teacher. So we've got light up here, light up. And it's Goddess Hecate learning to laugh more, joke, but then light is also about knowledge. And I'm seeing a tunnel again. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel, but that light at the end of the tunnel is knowledge. So it's embracing new ideas, new ways of looking at things, talking to people, talking and communicating with people. And I feel with the Four of Pentacles, it's like not money here, it's like the problems you've got, the issues, unburden yourself, talk to people, but not every Tom, Dick and Harry. Talk to the right people about what's upsetting you, what's getting you down. It could be one person, it could be a collection of people, but the right sort of people. Talk to them about your problems, your issues, and get advice in the matter. Because the people you trust, and if they're good people you can trust, or one good person, you're going to feel lighter, calmer, and they're going to help you look at the situation from a new perspective. So it's light up. It's embracing new ideas and new concepts, and also learning to look at life from a more positive half-cup perspective as well. And then we've got bring in the light again, which is, again, a lot of us when we're lost, and as a teenager, I used to be very doom and gloom, meaning I used to think a lot of negative thoughts, had a lot of negative beliefs, and then we attract that, because light attracts light. If you've got a negative thought, but then you believe the negative thought, you're focusing on it, you're giving it energy, and then the universe just mirrors back that negative belief or thought to you. So it's looking at life from a more positive, joyful perspective. I'm also getting the word gratitude. So when you're lost, also like having a gratitude journal, getting into a gratitude practice, writing your gratitude journal every day, and focusing what you're grateful for will also help you if you feel lost in life. And that's what Goddess Hecate is telling me here in the reading. Well, live your purpose. This is Goddess Hecate, and we've all got purpose in this life. But as life is a unique journey, and you are the unique scholar, you're the scholar of your life. You're the storyteller and the scholar of your life. It's really what Goddess Hecate is saying. So you get to decide what the purpose of your life is. You get to decide that. Your life has its own unique purpose, which, in my perspective, no one really knows what the meaning of life is, but I would say the meaning of life, from my perspective, is to learn lessons. But you get to decide that for yourself. What is the purpose and meaning of your life? No one can really answer that for you, and it's a confusing journey. But the answer lies deep within. It's listening to your heart, your intuition, and then your life's purpose is tied to what you love and enjoy. For example, me, I love spirituality, I love divination, I love palmistry, I love tarot, I love tele feeding, I love doing energy healing, and I love doing it for people. And I do get the chance. Like, I used to work in a shop, and I loved working that shop. Though it was part time, I loved doing that. And I felt like this was meant to be what I was meant to. The person I knew was Frances, but gave me the opportunity. I believe I was meant to meet her. I was grateful she gave me the opportunity, and I was grateful I got to work in the shop part time. But sometimes in life, you get something good, but then one door closes, another opens. So, like, I knew working the shop didn't last forever because I'm not working there anymore because Frances had to give up the shop. But I loved and enjoyed what I was doing, and I was helping people and make money from what I loved doing, and it felt right. And God has Hecate said that making money from what I was doing was the right thing, and I was following her guidance and my other spirits that I was working with, and I was doing what I love, and it felt like my purpose to. Now, people would come into the shop, I did tell them things, not, it wasn't a psychic reading, but I told, if people had any spiritual questions or spiritual topics, I would give that information away for free. There were services, but I did charge for things like, you know, doing readings for people or energy healing, but that was it. But there's a lot of knowledge and information I give away for people for free, and I do that here on YouTube because I love to teach. And I feel what I meant to wake people up in a spiritual way, what I meant to teach people things, and what I meant to help people think deeper about life and help people on a spiritual level. I feel that's my purpose because I love and enjoy this, and my guides have sort of told me that is my purpose. But I feel we here live your purpose. It's God's like this way of saying only you can decide what your purpose is. But your purpose is tied to love and joy. It's something you love and enjoy. And something you're passionate about as well. What else, mother, friend, teacher, what other advice do you have for those who are lost in life? So make a decision. So again, when you're lost in life, it's that indecision. You get fear holding you back. Going, because I think like sometimes you know what you want in life, you know in your heart and soul, I want to do this for a living, I want to do that for a job. But then you get fear holding you back, and then you've got that, you're like in two worlds or two minds, where part of you could pick the fear-based option, what feels safer and comfortable because you know it. Like some people have stayed in a job for 10 years because they didn't know any better. But they might have had a side hustle in the meantime. But then eventually their spirit guides give them the confidence and courage. God's He's done that for some people as well. Now, God's Hector's telling me one of her daughters was in a job for 10 years. And she hated that job. There was privileges with it, there was joys, and she stuck in because there was privileges and comfort. But Hector always reminded this person that the job was not for her and wasn't tied for her, and which she was meant for bigger and better things. And God said to give this daughter of hers the courage to the courage to, because she was a very spiritual person, very psychically gifted. So God said to give one of her daughters the courage to do what she was meant to do. And she says, I've done this for one of my daughters, but I do it for many of my people. I give them the courage to do what they want to do and what they would love to do with their life. So again, coming out of losthood is making difficult decisions, but making a decision from your heart and from an intuitive place, not from a fear-based place, not going, I'll accept this job because I've worked in this job for 5 years and I don't know any better, or the job's comfortable. and I'm going to stay in it because it's what I know. Um, and sometimes we stick with the devil we know because we don't want to embrace the devil we don't know, the unknown, when the unknown can be the making of us, is really the edge I'm feeling here as well. And I really feel God's like to say nothing good comes from fear. And the Six of Swords, it's moving away from that fear and fear-based thinking and fear-based action. Because when we're lost, that's what we tend to do. Find a way to forgive. And also, there may be a lot of people who have hurted us, but make us feel lost. And it's forgiving those individuals, not for their sake. Sometimes the forgiveness could be it's more accepting when these people hurt you and what they done was wrong, and understanding when they hurt you, it's because they were lost, but they saw something in you they were envious of, and they wanted to dim your light. So it's accepting what they've done and moving forward to your life. Sometimes it's forgiving them for your own peace of mind as well. We're finding a way to forgive, and sometimes that's accepting the people who have hurt us and gave us trauma and made us feel this way, made us feel trapped and lost. And sometimes it's just accepting what these people have done, understanding why they done it. And what they done was never a reflection of you, it was a reflection of them and their insecurities. As well as really what God's Hecate is saying here. So part of coming out of losthood, coming out of being lost, is healing those who have, forgiving those or accepting the wrong what was done to you, learning from that pain and that hardship, and finding a way to move forward with, finding a way to live with that pain, that hardship, and moving forward with your plans and your goals. Also with sodalite, the stone of truth, it's speak your truth. So it's God's Hecate's way of saying, many of you can feel lost in life because you've been afraid to speak your truth. And maybe it's not always been a safe to speak your truth, but part of you loving yourself, standing in your power, because you loving yourself, that's a long life journey. And self-love comes with a lot of work. A lot of work. But a big part of it is speaking your truth and expressing yourself, what connects with the throat chakra. And this crystal connects with the throat chakra because speaking your truth is a form of expression. And the throat chakra is all about expressing and being your true authentic self. And that's coming out of losthood is a big part of that. As you what God is saying here. Get up and move. When you're lost, you feel you've got no purpose in life, no meaning. You don't feel like there's any reason to get up. But it's finding reason. It's honouring your passions, your dreams, and taking action to achieve your dreams and goals. Live in the now. With Unicate, this stone keeps us grounded, helps you live in the now. But the message here is live in the now. And that's what God said is saying. But your time in this world is short and precious, and to make the most of it as well. And when you're lost, you're living day by day, and you hope you see a new day, but tomorrow isn't promised. And your life just feels as if it's flashing before your eyes. It's got no purpose, no direction. But you have the power to change that. You have the power to change it. And it's important to create beautiful moments in life and enjoy the here and now. Now, when you sit with friends, be it one person, be it friends, people you trust, you talk to them, be it in a coffee shop, be it at their house, that is the here and now. And that's a sacred moment. So God's Hecate saying a big part of coming out of losthood is learning to find the present moment, learn to create beautiful moments, and for yourself, or, with other people, and learn to enjoy the here and now as well. And then get back into balance. And that's a big part of coming out of losthood. Learning to find rituals in your life. Now, I don't like the word routine because that's something you could fall out of. But I like rituals like, when we do rituals every day, like brushing your teeth, going for a bath twice a week, 3 times a week, or every day even for some of us. But it's doing rituals. Those rituals could be mundane in nature, like things you would do on an everyday basis. They could be spiritual in nature, like one of the rituals I like to do, but I don't do it. Try and do it every day, but sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes not, is meditation. But I do love meditation, but I try and do it on a regular basis because it's a ritual I love and it brings me clarity, it brings me peace. And I like to meditate on a crystal each week or month. Like every new month I'll pick a crystal. Sometimes I'll buy a new one. Sometimes I just work the crystals I've got and meditate with them and connect with their energy. And there's also mundane rituals I do, like brushing my teeth, things like that. But doing rituals will get your life into a set of order and balance. And going to bed at a certain time as well will get your life into some type of ritual and routine. With sunstones take place in the things you do. So again, it's God's hecate saying, what's going to get you out of losthood is following your interests, looking at what interests you, what excites you, what makes your soul shine bright like the sun, and learning to do the things you love and enjoy. Like I love going to a coffee shop and drink my favourite coffee and reading my favourite book. Like Heartstoppers, I've read all 5 of Heartstoppers, but I read it again and again because I love it. And also, as a dyslexic person, I find Heartstoppers just an easy book to read as a dyslexic person. And as someone who's always wanted to read, but I've struggled a lot with it. I used to hate I couldn't read and write like other people, and that was part of my trauma, struggling with reading and writing. And I know that reading and writing will always be a struggle for me, always, but that'll never change. It'll always be a struggle for me. I'll get better at it. I'll recognise words. I'll get better at it, but I'll always struggle with it. And a great gift that I got, and I love it, is my reading pen, because it allows me to read books what I want to read, but I find a little bit more complex with the words and things. But I love to just sit in a coffee shop and read Heartstoppers. That's the thing I love to do. I also love to just sit and watch my favourite programmes on TV as well. And I love to walk down Dale Estate. But you as an individual, you've got things you love and enjoy. So it's learning to do things that light you up, that excite you. And I also love doing psychic readings for people. But I would say in the future I look to create an online website to do this. I'm looking into that, and it'll be a future development on a future thing. But I've got my own way of doing it, and the way I do it now, it's not like I'm doing readings every day, though I'd love to, but that's not where I am right now. And there's always a reason for that. But for you, the collective, it's God's Hecate's way of saying, do what you love and enjoy, and when you know what you love and enjoy, and you follow your passions and interests, it takes you out of being a lost soul, a lost individual as well. Okay. And then to close our reading today, I'm going to be working with the beautiful Angel Oracle deck. Now, Hecate is so beautiful and complex, and there's also an angel aspect to Hecate, like Hecate of the heavens, an angelical side of Hecate. So when I work with this deck, I'm connecting to the angelic side of Goddess Hecate as well. Mother, friend, teacher, what advice or guidance have you got for people who are feeling lost? So it's reversed, okay. So we've got celebration. So when you're lost, you don't really feel very happy, very joyful. But with celebration, it's God's like this saying, celebrate yourself, celebrate when you're alive. Your life is a miracle and you're a star. So celebrate yourself, celebrate who you are, celebrate that, and celebrate your life. And you've got the power to make the life you want for yourself. So it's celebrating and enjoying your life. And also, part of being lost, we can feel like lost because we get these negative thoughts and we feel not good enough, not worthy, and we believe that, and then we think we're victims when we're not victims of circumstances or life. Yes, there may be some not nice situations or undesirable situations we find ourselves in, but those difficult situations are sort of teachers, difficult teachers, but you have the power to make your life the way you want it to be. So it's celebrating and enjoying your life, and learning to do this, learning to celebrate and enjoy your life is going to take you out of being lost. Dreams, we all have dreams, and we have the power to manifest those dreams. Now, I've got several dreams. Creating this YouTube channel was a dream of mine, and also creating a community here, that was a dream. And it's a dream that I'll continue to work on throughout my life because I love making videos, I love this channel, and I love those of you that follow me here, that support the channel. I love those of you for your support and to help you guys as well. I love to do that. But it's following your dreams. Sorry about that, cats and nightmare, but okay. So it's following your dreams, what you have in life, and no dream is too big or small. So God's like saying, you've got the power to achieve your dreams and goals, and to follow them. With guardian angels, God's like this way of saying, you may feel alone when you're lost, you feel alone, you feel no one cares about you, but you're not alone. Your angels and guides are with you. She's even there. She knows your pain, she knows your suffering, and she says, people choose to worship me, but I do not seek. I honour and respect those who work with me, who worship me, but I see all pain, and I see the pain that happens behind closed doors, and I see your pain, and I do not judge. I am sympathetic and compassionate to your pain, and though you may not see or feel me, I am there, for I work in the shadows, and I know your pain and suffering, and I wish to guide and help you. And in my own way, I do guide and help you. So this is God's Hecate saying, even if you don't worship her, you don't work with her, she's still there. Even if you don't see her, like you don't see her in your mind's eye, or you don't see her psychically, you don't hear her voice, and she's invisible to you, she's still there. And even if you don't worship her, you don't pray to her, she's there, and she knows your pain and suffering, and she's guiding you. She's guiding and assisting you, getting to you, leading you to the right people. She's helping you through your intuition as well. With abundance, this is God's Hecate saying that part of coming out of losthood is you becoming abundant. You're already abundant, but it's matching that energy of having this abundance of knowledge and abundance of health, and you being abundant and successful. And that comes from loving and accepting yourself and being your true self. As you do that and learn to celebrate and enjoy life and to follow your dreams, where they lead you or take you, that brings you abundance in life as well. We trust. It's learn to trust yourself. Because when you're lost, you don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself. So it's God's like this way of saying it's learn to trust and believe in yourself. Now the balance card came out reversed. So again, when you're lost in life, you're not in a state of balance. So it's working towards becoming balanced and having order and stability in your life, and working towards creating that for yourself. With Archangel Michael, he's a warrior, and it's about choosing your battles wisely and fighting, you know, because I feel God's Hecate is giving Archangel Michael, she could lead you. God's Hecate, if you needed Archangel Michael, she could lead you to him, or lead you to a god or a spirit what you needed to teach you things. She could guide you to Archangel Michael. But I think God's Hecate brought Archangel Michael out here because he's a warrior, and she's saying it's you fighting to change your life for the better, because only you can do it. And that's what God's Hecate is saying here. You've got to be like Archangel Michael, embrace the warrior within you, and fight to change your life for the better. Fight to make your dreams and goals happen. And the fighting here is you working hard to make your dreams and goals happen, and you fighting to make the life you want for yourself, meaning you working hard to create the life you want for yourself, and embracing the inner warrior within you. But also she can guide you to who you need as well. And that's what I feel she's brought Archangel Michael out in this reading for as well. And I do work with Archangel Michael, and on the channel I'll be doing some more readings with him as well. And then with playfulness, coming out of losthood is you learn to enjoy yourself, doing what you love, what you enjoy, what lights you up. Learn to have fun and playfulness. With childhood, sometimes it's about healing from childhood trauma, connecting with your inner child, doing childhood work, doing inner child work. Part of that is coming out of losthood, I feel, is what God's Hecate is saying here with this card. Sometimes it's allowing yourself to be like a child again and see the world through your child eyes, because when you're a child, you get this imagination and you see the world very different as well. So it's allowing yourself to see the world through a child's eyes, because when you're a child, you think anything's possible, and you believe in your dreams, and you see the world in this very magical, imaginary, enchanted way. So it's allowing yourself to see the world through a child's eyes again, and doing inner child work as well. With freedom, when you're lost, big part of it is becoming free, learning to break chains, break addiction chains, bad habits, breaking free of your mind, letting go of thoughts that are negative, thoughts that are not productive, and freeing yourself from that, and freeing what no longer serves you, and true inspiration. And when you're lost in life, part of finding yourself again is honouring what you love, what you enjoy, and what inspires you, and honouring your ideas, listening to your inner voice, and let guide you. And really that's what God's Hecate's guidance here is. When you're lost, you do feel stuck, you feel not good enough, not worthy, and you've got the Devil card where you feel trapped and stuck in life, and you feel not good enough, worthy. But it's doing work, it's embracing the Empress, learning to look after yourself, to nourish, and and as you walk the path of self-love, it's discovering yourself and getting to know yourself again, and loving and accepting who you are and being your true self, honouring your dreams and desires, and above all else, with the Magician, understanding you're the master and creator of your life. You're the co-creator of your life. You've got the power to turn your life around for the better. And that's really what God's Hecate is saying here with the Magician card as well. And also allowing yourself to fun, enjoyment, doing inner child work, and finding balance in your life again, and letting go of what no longer serves you as well. As always, I hope this reading today brings you some guidance, some comfort. These are sort of the messages that God's Hecate is given through the tarot and the other oracle decks I've worked with, and also with the warrior card, fighting for what you want in life, working hard and fighting for what you want, fighting to make your dreams and goals happen, and also fighting to make the life you want for yourself, and knowing with a magician, knowing that you've got the power to create that life for yourself as well. And a big part of coming out of losthood from Goddess Hecate's perspective is learning to love and respect yourself and to stand in your power and sovereignty as well. Now that's the message as well, what Goddess Hecate's got, our messages which she's got as well. Until next time, stay safe, look after yourself, walk your spiritual path with pride, and if you're perhaps so much for me, stay with you. May meet, may part, meet again, blessed be.